What's happening, guys? I'm TechSource. Welcome back to Setup Wars, episode 189 teen edition, where you submit your that setup to get featured on the channel. If you guys want to participate, you know what to do. Make sure to watch the video linked down below. Also, real quickly before I begin, a lot of you noticed that I haven't uploaded in a couple weeks. I did not get the coronavirus or anything. I took actually some time off to visit the family in Armenia, and also film Setup Makeover Season 5, which is coming up in March, so make sure to have notifications enabled. But anywhoosies, with that said, let the Setup Wars begin. Looking for an easier way to start gaming now? Well, now you can with the Corsair Vengeance 6100 series gaming PC. Powered by an AMD Ryzen 3000 series CPU, AMD Radeon RX 5700 series graphics card, and Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro memory. Every Vengeance gaming PC comes with a 2-year system warranty on parts and labor with Corsair's lifetime 24/7 customer service. For more info, check the link below. Starting off the show is San Francisco from Puerto Rico and his pretty dope bedroom. I'm definitely digging those RGB lights behind the bed and the lightsaber mounted in an interesting location. Why didn't you mount that above your bed instead? I feel like it would have looked a lot better alongside those LEDs. So in front of his bed we have his setup that he bought and paid himself. He said that he's been working since the age of 11 and slowly been saving up. So he's been saving for 5 years to build a hybrid setup. He's using a countertop from IKEA along with an Alex drawer as support, very similar to the desk I built for Nathan from season 4 of Setup Makeover. In the corner we got the PC setup with an Alienware pre-built, packing the i5 6400 and the GTX 1070. No judgment here. Keyboard and mouse are both from Logitech with a Corsair extended mousepad, and then we got his audio gear. The Corsair Void Pros hanging underneath the desk and his microphone up top. Cables are managed pretty good with the help of a Signum rack and a couple raceways, no complaints here. It's pretty obvious that Francisco is a Star Wars fan, and although the setup is lacking an actual Star Wars theme, he did a pretty good job personalizing it with collectibles. Thank you, Francisco, for entering. Up next is Josh from London and his setup that he uses for gaming, schoolwork, and hentai. Really? Well, at least he's honest. The setup consists of 2 Alex drawers supporting the LINNMON tabletop. It's also supporting a single 27-inch ASUS monitor and a few Razer gear. The BlackWidow Elite keyboard, Mamba Elite mouse on top of the Goliathus extended RGB mousepad. You guys already know what I'm going to say next. I love that he ran the wires through the desk and into a Signum rack in the back. This always puts a smile on my face. I think Josh did a great job spacing the gear on his desk to take advantage of all of that space. For audio, he is using the Turtle Beach Elite 800s and a pair of Logitech speakers. The PC is looking kind of cute in the corner, but we do have the i5 8600K in here with 16 gigs of RAM and the GTX 1060 6GB graphics card. You did a great job with the aesthetics, but if you're gonna spend a little more on RGB RAM, I would have gotten at least 3000 MHz. Not much else to say about this setup. It's super organized and simple. Thank you, Josh, for entering. And number 3 is Lawrence from Cali and his interesting setup for gaming and homework. This is literally the first time I've seen someone mount shoeboxes on a wall. Talk about personality. I think it's clever using the actual shoebox as the shelf, but I can't help but feel like they're just a tad bit too high up there. You don't want a lot of empty space between your setup and whatever it is you are mounting on the wall. So we have another LINNMON and Alex drawer combo for the desk, which seems to be super popular. IKEA is definitely making those fat stacks. It is nice to see that you are using a different tabletop though. So we got an ASUS monitor hooked up on the desk with a bombastic mouse and keyboard combo. Looks like he's using the Ducky 1-2 Mini and the Final Mouse Air 58 in Mystic Blue. I'm not sure what custom keycaps you are using, but they low-key look pretty sweet on that keyboard. And for audio, we got a pair of Logitech Z200 speakers and the Sony headphones chilling without a home. I do like seeing people mount their microphones on their monitor arm instead. It's starting to become very common. I mean, after all, you do get a further reach, so it's closer to your mouth, providing much better audio input. The PC behind the setup looks pretty good. It's got an i5 8600K and the Zotac RTX 2060, but there are a few things I noticed in your setup. First off, the right speaker is completely blocked off by your PC, and I get why you push the PC closer to your monitor. You did it to hide the cables, but in exchange, you are affecting the sound quality. I would personally swap the PC with a speaker and just use a wall raceway to hide the cables. Also, I would recommend ditching the desk mount and hook up your monitor to the wall instead. Look how much better the setup will look with no desk mount and a wall raceway instead. If you do this and swap the PC with the speakers, your setup will look so much cleaner. You got a pretty sweet foundation for a setup. It just needs a few tweaks to improve. Thank you, Lawrence, for entering. Martin is up next, all the way from Satan's bedroom. Guys, I can't stress this enough. Please include pictures of your setup in daylight without any RGB lighting so that we can actually see what it looks like. Anyways, so Martin has been working on this setup for 3 years, and now that it's done, he's hoping to earn that seal of approval. The desk is homemade along with that giant cable box underneath it to hide all the cables. Looks like the desk is mounted against the wall with a couple of support legs. So the setup's purpose is gaming and streaming. We got 3 separate 24-inch monitors with a 55-inch 4K TV up top that's mounted on the ceiling of his room. That's a first. For peripherals, he's using the Razer Chroma V2 keyboard and the Extra-Fee mouse, but it looks like he routed the keyboard wire underneath the monitor stand somehow without tilting the monitor. A triple monitor setup means no extra space on the desk, so Martin mounted both of the speakers on the wall, and he also has a headset as well that he keeps on top of his PC. I really wish there was more light on your setup so I can roast your cable management, but from what I can see, it's looking like a spider's nest, especially the wires from the monitors and the TV. Martin does game on a console as well. He's got the PS4 tucked away in the corner, but his PC is what's powering it all with an i7 6700 and the ASUS GTX 1080. I'm not gonna lie, this is a pretty badass setup for a 16-year-old, especially for streaming. Just work on those cables and we're Gucci. Thanks for entering. Wrapping up the episode strong is Ryan, who is a student from Australia, and his setup that he uses for gaming and streaming. His main monitor is the Acer Predator X34 for gaming, while the 27-inch is used for reading chat while streaming and other multitasking. He's using the Corsair K95 Platinum keyboard with the Razer white keycaps and the Corsair Ironclaw RGB wireless mouse. I will give you extra points for wrapping the cables to the monitor legs, but I'm gonna have to take that point right back because of the speaker placements. It looks like the vertical monitor kind of pushed the left speaker in an awkward spot when a simple fix to this would have been to just put it right underneath the monitor. Another thing you can do to improve the aesthetics of your setup is by running the monitor cable straight down instead of across. The gap between the main monitor and the PC is too big and you can clearly see that cable sleeve. The good thing is that your desk has a backboard so you can easily hide the wires behind it without much effort. Just look at the difference here. The PC part of the setup has an i7 9700K with the MSI GTX 1080 Ti, and for those wondering how he has 16 gigs of RAM by only using 4 sticks, well, here's the secret. He's using the Corsair Vengeance Pro RGB Enhancement RAM set, which lets you fill up the empty DIMM slots on your motherboard. It's basically just a shell with RGB lighting that Corsair sells separately. I'll drop a link below if you guys want to check it out for yourself. And finally, I noticed that the setup is missing one important piece of tech for streaming, and that is a microphone or headset. I'm not exactly sure how you can stream with just speakers, but picking up a boom arm with a microphone is highly recommended. With some minor adjustments and upgrades, you will have a killer streaming setup for a 15-year-old. Thank you, Ryan, for entering. And that is it for this episode of Setup Wars. As always, you guys can vote in the comment section down below on who has the best desk setup, or if you're lazy, you can click on the poll on the top right and cast your vote there instead. If you guys want to follow me and check out some awesome setups not featured on the show, make sure to check out my Instagram and Twitter pages. I love your beautiful, beautiful faces, and I will see you guys in the next one. I couldn't think of one. What's happening? Also, for those wondering, I did not give up or die. I took 2 weeks off of YouTube to visit, and who the hell is calling me? What's happening, guys? I'm TechSource. Welcome back to Setup Wars, episode 189 teen edition, where you submit your system. I did take 2 weeks off of YouTube to visit the family in Armenia and also work on Setup Makeover Season 5, which is coming up very soon in March. So make sure to or if you're lazy, you can just click on the poll on the top right and cast your vote right there as well. If you guys want to see some cool sneak peeks and upcoming projects, make sure to click on what? What is going on with me today? And cast your vote there. If you guys want to see some cool sneak peeks and behind the scenes, make sure to follow me on my InstaFail and Twitter account, I should say, which will be linked. If you guys want to see some other cool setups not featured on the show or behind the scenes, and that is it for this episode of Setup Wars. As always, if you guys want to, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just gonna give up. Oh my God. I think I'm just dehydrated, to be honest. I don't know what's going on with me. It's been 2 weeks since I've actually shot a video. Maybe that's why I'm just rusty. I need to get back in the swing of things. All right, you got this, Dad. And that is it for this episode of Setup Wars. If you guys want to, I can't even do this. Wake the hell up, let's go. And that is it for this episode of Setup Wars. As always, make sure you guys vote in the comment section below on who has the best desk setup. Unless you're lazy, then you can click on the poll on the top right and cast your vote there. If you guys want to see some cool behind the scenes, and that is it for this episode of Setup Wars. As always, you guys can vote in the comment section down below on who has the best desk setup, or you can click on the poll on the top right if you're lazy and cast your vote there. If you guys want to see some cool setups not featured on the show and behind the scenes sneak peeks, yes, I got it. Make sure to click on my